The core of any first-person shooter game is knowing how to shoot your gun. You may be able to use your abilities and move around the map well, but surviving in Valorant requires you to shoot the enemy before they shoot you. This is Valo Academy. In this episode, we'll talk about the core element of Valorant, and to do that, let's take a little field trip to the range. Shooting is your main tool for eliminating enemies, destroying utility skills, and securing objectives in Valorant. While clicking on your enemy's heads sounds easy in principle, there's a lot of depth to this mechanical skill. Pointing your crosshair and clicking shoots your weapon, allowing you to deal damage to enemies and their utility skills. However, the amount of damage you deal is affected by certain factors. First off, your weapons. Each individual weapon deals a specific amount of damage per shot, has a set fire rate, and an ideal range for optimal use. For example, a sniper rifle is most effective when you're taking long shots, while shotguns are best used when fighting up close and personal. Depending on where your bullets hit an opponent's body, you can deal varying amounts of damage. You can take out an enemy with one shot to the head, but spraying their torso results in a longer time to kill. Damage also depends on how far you are relative to your opponent. For example, a pistol deals significantly less damage to an opponent with full armor when shot from far away compared to shooting them from up close. Each weapon deals a certain amount of damage and has its own unique properties. So now the question is, which weapon suits your playstyle best? Valorant has a large armory of weapons to choose from pistols and SMGs for close range, to devastating automatic rifles and shotguns, to the one-shot, one-kill sniper rifle. Pressing B on your keyboard opens up the shop menu, letting you purchase weapons and agent abilities using credits at the start of every round. Each agent carries up to 3 weapon types in-game, with each one having a specific purpose. Melees are short-ranged weapons mainly used for extremely close encounters or when you run out of ammo. These weapons don't need to be bought with creds, don't consume ammo, and deal different amounts of damage depending on whether you use left-click or right-click to strike. Risky and high-impact, melee weapons deal more damage to opponents from behind. Perfect for situations when you're sneaking up on an opponent for a silent kill. Next up are the Secondaries. Every round, all players receive the classic pistol for free. This deals less damage and has a short effective range, but you can choose to replace the classic with better secondary weapons like the Ghost, Shorty, Frenzy, or even the Sheriff. Now let's move on to the big guns. Literally. As the game progresses, you'll earn credits every round, allowing you to purchase more powerful primary weapons. Depending on your role in the team and how the match is going, you'll be able to buy a variety of primaries to suit different situations. SMGs are weapons that deal lower damage but have a high fire rate. Ideal for close to mid-range fights, the Stinger and Spectre are usually bought when you're on a tight budget or if you plan to rush a specific site. Rifles are the gold standard for all-rounder weapons that can deal damage from further distances, giving you the edge in mid to long-range fights. The rifles typically cost more than other weapons and each one has a different fire rate. The Vandal and Phantom offer the most versatility and stopping power, so aim to get them every round if you can. Moving on to shotguns. These boomsticks cost less credits than rifles, but deal significantly higher damage at close range. When you buy a shotgun, you're committing to a high-risk, high-reward playstyle. Try to get close to your target before getting lucky with the Bucky. Machine guns are weapons with high fire rates that deal massive damage with large mags and a long reload to match. You also move much slower with a machine gun equipped, so Odin and Ares users usually use them as area denial tools rather than precision instruments. Speaking of surgical accuracy, the all-powerful sniper rifles are game-changing weapons that can turn the tides of a round with a single shot. Long-range weapons that have a scope for precise shots, snipers strike fear into the heart of any opponent unlucky enough to walk into their crosshairs. The operator can one-tap opponents with a body shot, but comes with a trade-off of only shooting one bullet every 1.7 seconds. Experienced players use sound cues from gunshots and knowledge of the match economy to know what kind of weapons the enemy team have available, letting them plan tactics based on pre-round information. With enough knowledge of the game's arsenal, you can create a playstyle that's uniquely yours. Whether you like close-range encounters or prefer looking for heroic shots with your sniper, Valorant offers a weapon that suits every player and every situation. Let's talk about crosshair placement. This is determined by how you position your on-screen crosshair with your mouse as you move around the map. The most important skill of any good FPS player is knowing how to aim. Being familiar with your weapon and knowing how far you can effectively shoot is essential. But raw, mechanical aiming skill separates good players from the great. Keeping your crosshair at head level lets you react to enemies quicker, more often than not getting you a frag with minimal effort. If you aim your crosshair somewhere else, you'll need to move your mouse further before you start shooting, which increases your chances of missing a head tap and getting shot at. So what's the ideal crosshair placement for each weapon type? When using rifles and pistols, it's highly recommended that you practice placing your crosshair at head level at all times. It usually takes 1 to 2 bullets to eliminate your opponent, so getting that first shot can be the difference between living and dying. Shotguns behave differently as they spray multiple bullets at once. While these still have a huge headshot multiplier, aiming a shotgun at the body maximizes the amount of pellets hitting your enemy for tons of damage. As for snipers, you need to be standing still to be 100% accurate. If you want to become an assassin with the operator, practice the tried and tested sniper aiming strategy. Stop, scope, flick, and fire. The best Valorant players in the world spend countless hours in the range practicing their aim when nobody else is watching. Since you're going to become one of them someday, we'll see you in the range after this episode. Tara, Valo!